again for stopping by to visit the channel for this upcoming game preview. If you want to stay updated with the latest news, highlights, or game previews, make sure you hit that subscribe button on the lower right of the video. Click the notification bell so you won't miss another video. Today's preview is all about the Red River Shootout, Red River Rivalry, whatever the heck is being called today, between number 7th ranked Oklahoma and number 19th ranked Texas. As we review the tail of the tape, one thing jumps out for both teams. This will be the strongest defense Oklahoma will have seen all season so far, and this will be the strongest offense Texas will have seen so far. Both teams are elite on their respective sides on the ball, and this is going to be a matchup that is going to draw some attention. When you think of Oklahoma, you think of an explosive offense that can score from anywhere on the field. They're ranked in the top 10 in multiple categories, including scoring offense, total offense, and yards per play. The big reason for that has been the play of quarterback Kyler Murray, who has stepped in for Baker Mayfield, who was playing on Sunday. Murray has taken over as a potential Heisman candidate. He leads the team in rushing touchdowns, he's also first in the country in yards per attempt, second in passer rating, and he's also ranked in the top 10 in both completion percentage and passing yards. His ability to be a threat running and passing in Lincoln Riley's offensive scheme can pose problems for even the best defensive coordinators. But this offense is not all about Kyler Murray. Oklahoma's receiving core is all about speed, and more speed. Wide receivers Marquise Brown and CeeDee Lamb are the top 2 leaders in receiving yards, and if you don't have the right pursuit angle, you're going to be stuck looking at the name on the back of the jersey. These dudes can fly. Texas's defense is a senior-laden bunch who has been through the wars, and they are unquestionably the backbone of their team. They're not elite in the major defensive categories, but they're well coached, and they have shown flashes of dominating offenses at times. They put on a clinic against USC with 10.5 tackles for loss, 3 sacks, and 1 blocked field goal that was returned for a touchdown. They gave TCU fits the previous week, holding them to 16 points, and Kansas State averaged 3 yards in a cloud of dust last week. They have allowed 77% of their opponents' rushing yard averages and 81% of their opponents' scoring averages so far this year. Freshman defensive back Caden Stearns is going to be a name to remember for the Longhorn fans. He has stepped up in place of Deshaun Elliott. I don't like to compare players, but Stearns almost reminds me of a baby Earl Thomas. Keyword here is almost. In reviewing the Texas offense, a few things jump out at me. 1, they have talent at the wide receiver position, and 2, the running game is a bit pedestrian. And when you consider the lineage of Texas running backs through the years, guys like Selvin Young, Ricky Williams, Earl Campbell, Jamal Charles, Cedric Benson, that's not acceptable. They haven't moved people off the ball effectively this year. They're averaging 3.74 yards per carry, and they're ranked 83rd in rushing offense. However, when you have Sam Ehlinger throwing the ball to big targets, and I say big, no pun intended, to guys like 6'6" Colin Johnson and 6'4" Lil Jordan Humphrey, they're going to move the ball against anyone. Just throw it up there in their vicinity, and they will go get it. And that has been the passing game so far this year. I've said some mean and hurtful things about Oklahoma's defense last year. Probably the worst thing I said was their defense was tackling optional. This year, their defense has improved. They're ranked in the top 15 in sacks and tackles for loss, and they're allowing 82% of their opponents' rushing averages this year. It is a vast improvement from the wet paper bag defense they were last year. I remember the Rose Bowl performance. That wasn't pretty, and sophomore Kenneth Murray is making us forget all about it. Last year, Murray had 77 tackles, which was good for second on the team. This year, he's already at 64 through 5 games, averaging 12 tackles per game. His partner in crime, Curtis Bolton, is right behind him with 62. However, if there is a stress point on this side of the ball, it is getting off the field on 3rd down. They are ranked 100th in defensive 3rd down conversion rate, and they have been on the field for 403 snaps, which is good for 125th in the country. For Oklahoma, in a game like this, you cannot give Texas a short field to score points. Anytime you give the underdog, just give me points, it's going to give confidence to that team, and you just can't do that. For Texas, the clock is your best friend. You cannot turn the ball over. So what I think they're going to do is they're going to have to shorten those possessions for Oklahoma and try to keep that offense off the field. If they turn the ball over, though, and give Oklahoma more possessions to score, it's almost like handing Thanos an Infinity Stone. You're going to get killed, and there is nothing you're going to do about it. The computer likes Oklahoma to win this one. Crazy as it sounds, the spread in this game is 7 in favor of Oklahoma. Oklahoma on the road averages 86% of their usual per play average, and it's saying Texas will hold them between 30 and 39 points. Since they give up 81% of their opponent's scoring average, it puts the mean right at 35 points. For Texas, they average 99% of their usual per play average on the road, and it's saying OU will allow between 26 and 29 points, and since Oklahoma allows 100% of their opponent's scoring average, it just so happens Texas averages 28, which puts the mean right at 28 points. So it's giving it a 35-28 victory in favor of Oklahoma. I don't think it's a fluke that this spread is in single digits by the folks in Vegas. Texas has shown improvement since their opening game against Maryland, and since 2014, this rivalry has been tight. The last 2 years of margin of victory has been 10 points in favor of Oklahoma. I do remember the shocker in 2015 when Charlie Strong pulled a rabbit out of his you-know-what. And Texas fans, you know that to be true. Now, having said all of that, I think Texas is much better this year, but I'm going to go with the Sooners in this one by 4 points with a score of 35-31. I think Texas, in this game, I think they're going to lose a turnover battle, and I don't think they're good enough yet to lose a turnover battle and beat a team like Oklahoma. I think Texas is definitely getting back to respectability. I don't think they're fully back yet, but mark my words, they're coming. That's all I got for you in this game preview. Let me know what you think in the comment section below on who is going to win the game. Also, participate in the poll that flashed about in the 5-minute and 30-second mark of the video. Give me your score prediction as well, and also why your squad is going to win the game. Make sure you give the video a like and subscribe if you'd like to see more. Thank you again for visiting the channel, and be on the lookout for the next video.